3D printing and the 3D printing industry has been in exponential growth ever since its creation in 1984 by Charles Hull. In today's society, it is not hard to pick up a decent consumer-grade fused deposition modeling or FDM 3D printer for around $250. FDM is probably the most well-known 3D printer because of its accessibility and easy consumer use. There are, however, many other types of 3D printing approaches such as industrial metal 3D printing, which uses a high-power laser and metal powder, and SLA printers that use a laser to cure resin to form a shape. Today I will be talking specifically about the process and features of FDM printing. FDM printers use a thermoplastic filament which is heated to its melting point and then is extruded, layer by layer, to create a three-dimensional object. The technology behind FDM was invented in the 1980s by Scott Crump. There are many types of filaments that FDM printers can use. To name a few: ABS, PLA, PVA, PET, PETT, HIPS, nylon, and even wood. The most common filaments are PLA and ABS, particularly PLA because of its lower print temperature and access to a heated bed is not required. A charity organization and a construction technology company named Icon have been working together to create a process that will help millions living in poverty. Here's a short clip to find out more. Let's get right into the process of FDM 3D printing. The first step to 3D printing is to find or create the model you wish to print. My personal favorite place is to go to thingiverse.com. Once you find a model, download the file and open it in your slicing software. I recommend Cura. Once you're in Cura and your model has loaded, there are many options you can change, such as infill design, the option of supports, base plate structure, print temp, the print bed temperature, and many others. It is important to know the correct settings for your print beforehand because it could ruin your print. Today we will be using a PLA filament, so we will print it at the recommended 200 degrees Celsius and set a bed temperature of 60 degrees Celsius. Once you configure your settings, prepare the file and wait for it to complete. While you're waiting, it is a good idea to start preheating your 3D printer. Once your file has transferred to your SD card, plug in your SD card to the 3D printer and tell it to print. Once your 3D printer is heated to the desired temperature, it will begin the 3D printing process. It is important to watch the 3D printer in the first 5 minutes of the process to make sure no problems occur. After 5 minutes, the chance of print failure is drastically decreased. Some problems with this technology so far is the speed and consistency. Because the FDM process relies on printing layer by layer, slight imperfections can occur. However, for home use, these imperfections don't really matter. For an example, if you're printing a phone stand, a little millimeter off will not be a problem. But if you are 3D printing pistons for a car, slight imperfections can ruin the engine. Once your print is complete, be careful to make sure it is cooled off first. Once your print is done, you can peel back the wraps and supports and start sanding if you wish. And there you go. If no problems occur, you will have a nice looking 3D model. Thank you for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.